Good morning, Seaside. I'd like to invite everybody in the family room to come on in. It's time to start. Hi, I'm Rebecca Venkatraman, and I am the head of compassionate care here at Seaside. I am a practitioner and a ministerial student. And this morning we have Kay Samuelson, our practitioner, holding the light. Well, today is a big day at Seaside. We have a free concert and lunch in appreciation for you, for being part of Seaside, for making this a wonderful community. Our board of directors is sponsoring lunch and beautiful music. So I hope that you'll be able to join us right after service in the garden. Yay! Also, I'd like to talk to you about the fact that Reverend Christian has started another foundations class. If you have not taken his foundations class, I highly recommend it. It is life-changing. Tuesday nights at 6:30. And Jean Houston is coming. What an opportunity. I mean, she's known throughout the world, and she's going to be right here with us at Seaside. She's going to do a Friday night, and she's also going to teach a workshop on the weekend. So I invite you to stop in the family room and see Richard and get some tickets before they're gone. On the 19th, we're going to have CPR training here. And there is a sign up in the back of the room where you could get signed up to learn CPR. In addition, on the 24th, wow, the 24th is a busy Sunday, guys. We've got the Dances of Universal Peace in the evening. We've got the Divine Connections group meeting in the garden after service. we've got a Seaside Kids pool party at Reverend Christian's house. Sounds pretty fun, right? Swimming in his pool. So if you've got kids, I just want to make you aware of that. And there's a new workshop called Animated Laughter with Joel, and that's on the 24th. And the sign up for that is at the education table. And we are so blessed. Seaside Sisters are going to be offering a special evening to the community on October 7th. Evening of mantra, music, meditation, and inspiration. And it's Carl Anthony and Peggy Lebo. Wow. So I highly recommend that you stop by the Seaside Sisters table and get some more information on that. And now I'd like to invite you to stand and greet your neighbor.
Seaside, please remain standing for the congregational song. Come on. Yeah, Seaside. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Come on, Bob. Woo! For Bob, come on, Max! Woo! That's Max on the Bosendorf for y'all. Give it up for Bob and our Seaside band. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Yeah, Seaside!
Side, all right. Woo. Hey, thank you, Rebecca. I'm glad you are back. I saw you being escorted by the police to the airport last night. Hey, if it takes them to get you here on time, we are grateful. That's it. So excited about the concert. I see you got Jamie. That's a good thing he's got you, because I see Jamie, you forgot your guitar to your gig yesterday, huh? Good going. It's like me showing up without a voice, you know. But you got it today. So you two are doing a concert about 1 o'clock, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to have a little fun.
Oh, good.
Hope everybody comes.
Coming? Going?
Yeah.
Yeah, your board of trustees said, hey, we're throwing a free party for you today. Food, concert, it's great. So, and it's just a big shout out of appreciation for a wonderful year so far. It's your love, it's your support, and it's a year-end, summer-ending party. It's just a thank you for the good that's happening at Seaside. We are on a wonderful track for a great year. So that's a result of knowing you're on a wonderful track. So with that, I say, good morning, everyone. Woo! Hey, what a joy it is to be here on this exciting day. It's our last Sunday in the summertime together. So it's a great time. And the Mills front row, beautiful flowers, 66 wedding anniversary. That's a big shout out. And thank you for the flowers and congratulations on that. And speaking of congratulations, Karen, I just saw you did a TED Talk. You got sent to me. Congratulations at UC San Diego or something. That is fabulous. Way to go. 17 minutes of pure Karen. And she goes out on the circuit all the time, and we get her here every Sunday at Seaside. You know, this is a happening place. It is a place where we love you, we care for each other, a place without judgment. Wherever you may be on your spiritual path, know that you are welcome here. It is truly a place where there is that sense of family and caring. You know, you may go out, but you can always come back here and find that Spirit is alive and doing well at Seaside. So today is about celebration. It's playing with my sound. First service playing with my video. I'm getting out of here. I'm calling in for prayer. We got a high conscious practitioner here. Barbara Banks, would you take it to a deeper place, please?
Good morning. Please join me in the stillness. There is but one magnificent power in the universe. This power, this presence, this life, this unconditional love is the essence of everything there is. Spirit lovingly creates its all that is so as to express and experience itself whole, perfect, and complete. There is nothing that will limit or separate it from its action. I am an individualized expression of Spirit. I think with the one mind. That mind is God. That mind is my mind now. And as I know this for myself, I know this for everyone. I know that each person is on their own unique and individual path. And so I call forth the opportunity to experience the awareness of leveraging a greater possibility and potential that is yet untapped. And I know that with God, all things are possible.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace, mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? So good to be here. As some of you might have noticed, I've been out of the country for a few weeks. I'm Reverend Robin Holt, and it is my great joy to be here this morning assisting Reverend Christian, because it just feels good to be here. As I stand here and look out on all your beautiful faces, I am going to miss this community. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt when Rick and I finally, in December, wing our way to Australia. So if you are here for the first time, a very, very special welcome. And please help yourself to in the back table, in the family room, the gift packet that we have for first-timers that includes in it some discount coupons and some CD from Reverend Christian on what our basic beliefs are, which is very important for us all to know. And please don't leave here today. Well, hopefully you'll come and join us for free food and music, which is great. But please don't leave without letting us know who you are if you are here for the first time. Introduce yourselves to either myself or Reverend Christian or somebody who's wearing a stole. So please do that. So, of course, all of you know, because it's been announced a number of times, that Dr. Jean Houston is coming to Seaside. I hope you all understand what a huge deal this is. I mean, she is an icon in our movement, and her wisdom is just extraordinary. I had the opportunity to listen to her at our national convention a couple of years ago. She was the keynote speaker, and I tried to write down all the wisdom just pouring out of her mouth, and I just had to stop because I couldn't write fast enough to take it all in. And so I just sat there and just let this amazing woman, I just hung on her every word. So if you haven't bought your ticket for either the Friday night talk or the weekend workshops, please run, do not walk to the table in the family room and get your tickets. She is extraordinary. And so I really give yourself the gift of spending some time with her. I can't say enough, but I better stop or else Christian will get... Anyway, so I'm going to give a reading out of one of Jean Houston's books, one of my favorites, called The Wizard of Us. For you, the challenge here is to discover the task that you never believed you could do, like open a centre in Sydney. And if you could do it, it will change the nature of your belief about yourself. Each of us has a task that we think might be impossible to accomplish, and most of us have done things that we thought were impossible, witches' broomsticks notwithstanding. Your inner wizard, who, by the way, is another aspect of the great friend, stands before you and asks you to recall for a moment the impossible things you have done. And now the friend wizard asks you to consider what impossible things you have yet to do in the near future. The friend wizard also asks you to vividly imagine actually doing it with all the difficulties and acts of courage that it may require. Remember that you have allies, a protector, and the friend to help and accompany you in this task. We can help ourselves by reframing the traditional road of trials that every hero must endure in the hero's journey by turning it into a road of adventures filled with opportunities for growth rather than attacks from outside of ourselves. We are not victims. Adversity is not something that is a cruel, superior, unforeseen force is doing to us for kicks. We are active creatures, co-creators in our life experiences. Unfortunate pitfalls or misplaced steps along our own yellow brick road are in fact opportunities to learn who we really are and what we are capable of. No matter what adventures, good or ill, we encounter on our journeys, all have been divinely orchestrated by us in order to assist us in our growth as human beings on earth and our expansion of our souls. Powerful words. So let's just take those words, close our eyes, just bring those words, breathe them in to that beautiful place at the center of my being, where I connect and commune with the divine, with the intelligence, the creative power and presence that is in, as, and through all of creation. And as I rest in this deep, special place, I know that there is only one mind, one love. There is nothing but the good of God for us to experience, for it is all there for the taking. God can only say yes. And so I know that I am a divine expression of God, of the living Spirit. And so I call upon the guidance and the wisdom of that inner voice inside of me and tap into my spiritual magnificence, all of the courage and the power and the presence that I need to do what is mine to do. And what a joy it is to know that I'm not alone, that no matter what fear and anxiety I might feel in any one single moment, that I can always call on my higher power to just dissipate it into the nothingness from which it came. What a joy to know that if I make a mistake or there's a wrong in my past, that it's all yesterday's. For today, I can recreate myself anew in all my power and all the love and joy and peace and harmony that I can express to be a beneficial presence on this planet. For we are all tasked to be beneficial presences on this planet, right here, right now, in whatever way Spirit speaks to each one of us. And so I know that what is true for me is so true for everyone here. We have things to do, each one of us. And what a joy to be able to do them to the best of our ability. So I'm grateful for this community, for Reverend Christian, for this teaching that gives such a powerful and positive message to us, to all of the people on the planet, for each one of us to just take hold of and to live in joy and peace and love. I am so grateful that this is my truth and the truth of each person here. And so knowing that it is already done, I simply release these words into the mind of God, for the answer can only ever be yes. And so sitting and knowing in the wisdom and the power of that yes, I simply release these words into the love and law and say together, and so it is. Amen.
Good morning, Seaside. How's everyone today? Is it a beautiful day? Aren't we so grateful? Well, it is my honor to introduce our guest artist. But before we do, I did want to piggyback on something that Robin said, because she doesn't know I said this. I'm going to say this, but aren't we just so grateful for her and Rick, and that the fact that they're expanding all the way to Sydney, Australia. So we're going to miss you as well. We miss you both. So just wanted to say that. We have a wonderful guest artist today. We love when he's here. He's a staple in our musical community here. And we're just so grateful he's here all the way from Los Angeles. And the two of us are going to hang out after service today, do a couple songs and have some food. So please join us for that. If you're moved by his music, please see him after the service. Grab a CD. And, without y'all support, it's, we really are grateful for it. So I'm speaking on his behalf because I'm an artist as well. Help me welcome Jamie Lula.
Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. Isn't she fabulous? And she's hot. You can tell your husband I said that. You can tell my wife I said that. Callie's going, oh, you're saying your music. So I was just thinking about Gene Houston. I know this has nothing to do with my song, but you remember back when Bill Clinton was in office and there was that big uproar about the witch that she was supposedly working with, the spiritual person that was kind of woo-woo? It was Gene Houston. Hillary was working with Gene Houston. I just think, wow, what consciousness to bring in the White House, and people are looking at it and going, oh, she's woo-woo, and it's kind of, Wicca or something. It's like, man, it's ridiculous. God is God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, life is beautiful. 2, 3, 4. I never roll 55. But I'm slowing down for the sight. The hills asleep. Well, autumn's awake when I arrive. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, life is beautiful. I'm so far away from my home. Another bend in the road. Is this what it takes to get my attention? Sweet Mother Earth's intervention. Come on, y'all. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Come on, y'all. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, life is beautiful. One more time. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, life is beautiful. Sweet embrace, never wanna leave here right now. I always wanna be spinning a leaf, dancing down, perfect vibe, wanna keep around. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, life is beautiful. Come on, Bob. This is beautiful. Oh my God. One more time, let me hear you. Come on. Life is beautiful. Oh my God, life is beautiful. Oh my God, life is beautiful. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
And that is Mr. Jimmy Lula. Oh my God, is it beautiful? That is right. How good is that? Oh, I'm so glad you remembered your guitar this morning, Jimmy. I think you lived that one down. Yeah, I'll bet it was. But that song would have been good with no guitar, sure. Right. Anyway, hey, here we are. We have begun this wonderful series here at Seaside based on Jean Houston's book, Jump Time. And she initially wrote it for the new millennium, jumping into that new era. But you know what? Anytime where there are dynamics going on, it is a good time for that jump time to move from where you were to where you are. And you're caught up in the middle, as we spoke about that last week. And today's message comes from the second or third chapter in her book, Jump Time, called Evolutionary Lever. And we have sacred circles. If you want to be involved, it's a small home study group where they take the Sunday message to a deeper level. But I think they filled up really quick last week, and so I don't know how much space is left. So what I did this year, which is a little bit different, is I've taken at least the next 4 weeks, my talks and put them into the sacred circles, and they're now available to you. If you want to go to our website, you just go to seasidecenter.org and you go under education. There you'll find what the practitioners usually get to lead the circle. So you can take it and do it at home with your friends or yourself or what have you, and just reflect upon this morning's message, which is that evolutionary lever. And Archimedes, a Greek philosopher from about the 250 BC era, give or take a couple years there. But he was this great mathematician who really brought forth the concept of calculus, engineers, scientists. He's the one who is famous for saying, you give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and I will move the earth. You got that? You give me a lever, and that's really the God stuff, and a place to stand. You got to stand on your truth, on your dharma, on your passion, what you are here to do. And what I have come to realize is the key here is where you put that, like the fulcrum, where you put that wedge, where you put that lever that is long enough, that big long bar. If you're going to move the earth, you got to put it in the right place. And so I encourage you this morning to take a look at your life and run anything you might be working on in your world that is real to you through this morning's message. So if you're working on health or body, relationship, vocation, or finances, freedom, whatever that is, there's basically those 4 categories, or whatever else you want. I want you to take and say, okay, I've got this going on. If I got this God lever, that is, if I get it long enough, if I can move that world, I begin to open up to the greater possibilities. But here's the key in terms of where you place things, is your perception. Big key there, right? How you're perceiving it. Jane Simmons, a friend of mine, Unity minister, she used to share a story from her childhood. She was about to become a teen, so young adolescence, I guess that would make her. And she tells the story how her little brother came busting into the room when everybody was around, really agitated. And he said, I am so tired of all the sex around here. And she was like stunned. I mean, she barely knew what that was. And for her, there are a couple of things. One, what does her 6-year-old brother know about that? And two, the only people living in the house was mom and dad and a visiting grandmother. And if her brother was, it was just too much to think about. But then she shared, he went on to say, whenever I ask mom for something, mom's always saying, wait a sec, wait a sec, wait a sec, wait a sec. And it dawned on her that her perception wasn't sex, it was sack. And so what happens in our life is we get these misperceptions. And what I recognized is our misperception, or not misperception, perceptions as a whole, they've got a lot of clout in our life. They've got a lot of clout because not only are we observing our perspective here, but what we're doing is we're running our interaction through that particular place in our life. We're running the interaction through our perception of what is going on, and all of a sudden, if we are misperceiving a dynamic or a situation in our life, we're taking that wedge or that bar, that lever, and we're putting it in the wrong place. We're not standing on the actual truth. So what we want to do is really clean up the perception. I mean, imagine if you had dirty windows and you were looking at your car out in the driveway, your car would be dirty. It doesn't matter how good you scrubbed it at the car wash, it's still going to look dirty. Right? You got to clean the window. You got to clean that perception, which is why you hear me all the time saying, you know what, you got to get to the mountaintop. You've just got to get a little bit higher perspective of what's going on in your life so you can see, you know what, this is what is going on, and I could really use the divine download in this moment. I've got this issue that's keeping me awake, or the thoughts that, I really messed up at this point. But I want us to get that it doesn't matter if you have messed up at any point in your life. That as soon as you begin to reach out to that higher something, that higher power or perspective, you're met. And have you ever been to the Sistine Chapel and you've seen that Michelangelo image of Adam reaching out, to God, or you've probably seen the picture where their fingertips don't quite touch. I think it's where the concept of E.T. came from. But but you look at this image, and what is amazing about Michelangelo is that it was so real that you could almost see that arc of energy. You've seen how energy jumps from one point to another on the whatever those scientific things are. But anyway, you can actually see that like jumping from one fingertip to the other. And that's the thing in our life, when we begin to remember to reach out to that presence. When we remember to reach out to the presence of God, there is this overarching arc that jumps, like the jump time, that moves from where I am. There's a gap. I don't know how I'm going to get from here to there, but you know what? Spirit reaches out and to us, to that point, and we begin to respond. Our world begins to respond. The health begins to respond. The financial flow begins to respond. Spirit shows up because I'm reaching out to God. I'm not reaching out to get something. I'm taking that infinite lever of Spirit and I'm putting it in the right spots. God, I'm leaving it up to you to decide exactly what needs to take place here. I'm not telling you I need to move it this way. I'm going to open up to the grace of God, and there is a responsiveness. Candace Pert, wonderful, she was a neuroscientist, an American neuroscientist who a couple years ago made her transition. She's still young. She used to be around town. She'd speak. She was a teacher, worked at Johns Hopkins Medical Center. She wrote the book Molecular Emotions, or Emotional Molecules, the Science of Mind-Body Medicine. Okay. But the point that I'm trying to get to here, a long way there, is that she used to talk about mind-body as one thing. She didn't talk about the mind and body. She talked about mind-body. That, what took place within consciousness shows up in the body. There is the effect, there is connection. She would talk about the emotional molecules, that was what the transference was. That is how it showed up in your body. That is how it moved through you. And so what I want us to get here is that when we're working on connecting with that divine, because there's something that is out of balance in our world and it has caught our attention, which is how I started this morning. I want you to make this real. I want you to find something that just seems out of balance in your world, and try this approach that you go to Spirit for Spirit. You go to Spirit for the grace of the divine, because Spirit, or the grace, is omnipresent. That means it is everywhere present. Not only is it everywhere present, it is infinite. It is infinitely everywhere present, which means here, now, and eternity, the grace of God is ever available to you. And if you can remember to go to Spirit and recognize that God's grace is sufficient. You got that? It comes from 2 Corinthians. God's grace is sufficient unto you, is what it says. God's grace is sufficient. Not like you got to go to God to get your wallet full or your checkbook working or the relationship happening. If you remember to go for that essence, that life force, that something that is Spirit, then it doesn't matter so much where you get that lever wedged in, because it's the right place, because you're going to God, and it can move the world, can move your life. And all of a sudden it transfers into your world in the manner that is appropriate for you. It transfers into your wallet. It transfers into your body. Not because I'm telling Spirit what to do. I'm holding up a mold and say, hey, I don't trust you. Even if you created the universe, I still need to tell you what to do in my life. It's not like that. I am going to Spirit because that is my sufficiency. That is enough. And I am told that I need not concern what I will eat, what I will drink, or how I will clothe myself. Spirit knows how to take care of those things. If I am able to know that Spirit is my sufficiency, that Spirit is enough, and I just go and allow myself to be in that, it will naturally unfold in my world in those ways that are right, grand, and better than I could ever have imagined. God doesn't have a bank account. It's not holding on to the gold or the diamonds that's going to dish it out to you. Does that make sense? This means yes. This means no. Keep talking, Christian, about grace and gratitude. But you got to have a faith that this works. I mean, and that's the truth. That's the place you stand on. If where you're standing is solid because it's based on a deep faith. Remember the story of Peter from the Bible? Yeah. You know, he was out with the disciples in the middle of the sea, which is the Sea of Galilee. If you've ever been there, it's beautiful, but it's like only 7 miles across. But they were caught in the storm in the middle of the sea. And it was wild and crazy, and so they're praying, God, come save me, something, Spirit, help. And all of a sudden, here comes Jesus walking across the water. He said, come on out. And so Peter, trying to hold on to the rocky boat, trying to hold on to what he knows for his security and stuff. I'm sure his prayers wasn't, send Jesus so I can walk on water, but there was something in him that was reaching out. And so, he climbed 1 foot over and got the other foot over, and he's looking at Jesus, or this is how the story goes, and he's walking just fine. But then it says, and the wind became boisterous. Which means he started to believe in the fear of the wind and the weather and the waves, which are just crashing all around him, more than he believed in this higher expression of Spirit, which was showing up in the man Jesus. And so instead of looking at that, he began to believe the fear that he was going to drown. And he reached out and said, help! And just reached out his hand and took it and said, come on. And what I want us to get is, it's not unusual once you start on your path, and you start moving the world, and the heaven and the earth, for what it is you want, that all of a sudden you begin to start slipping, drowning, backpedaling. It's like fear starts kicking. Really? What am I doing here? Did I really know what I was doing when I started this? I can't believe this is going on. This is scary stuff. That's not unusual, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the story is that then he turned back and reached out. First he reached out for the dream, help. And then he started going for it, and then it impacted. I'm walking on water. This isn't normal. But he reached back and remembered. And really, the story is reported and shared that, it's about Peter losing his faith. But let's not lose sight, man. This guy was walking on water. He was with 11 other guys, none of which had the guts or the chutzpah to step out of the boat and walk, and he's getting the hard hit for losing his faith. When you step out into a new area, it takes a lot to let go. Even if the boat is rocking, it is their known way. Where am I going to put that lever to make this boat stop rocking? No, you give it to God and realize, God, all things are possible. I don't know. Let me fall into this place of grace and know that there's a higher wisdom that guides all things, that I really don't need to tell how to do it, but I'm going to come to that place and begin to know. I had a rough start here. Yeah, I got shaken, but I'm not giving up. Don't want to give up. Story of an old guy now, he's 80s. And he had olfactory dysfunction. In other words, he didn't smell well. He didn't breathe well. In fact, he wasn't able to smell at all. There was no sense of that going on. And so when you can't smell, you really don't have taste either. So he was basically functioning on 3 of his 5 senses. And so he went to the doctor. This was when he was in his 20s, so this is a long time ago. He went to the doctor. The doctor said, we have simple procedure. It's a 1-2 procedure. You come in, we do this little procedure, this operation. We get your scent back. It's temporary. And then in 6 weeks, you come back, and we do the final procedure, very simple. And you spend the night, you go home, you're fine the next day. So he went in, and he had the first procedure, spent the night. And he went back, he was a farmer, and he was 20, he went back, first day out, he went back out to the barn, and he got sprayed by a skunk. And it's like the first thing he smelled. And he was just determined, the whole world stinks. Everything around this world just smells bad. And he never went back to the doctor for the second procedure because everything smelled so bad he didn't want to. And so he never got to experience the smell of the rose, the taste of chocolate, smell of fresh coffee in the morning, because he went back into the boat. He got into the fear. He chose to go back to how it was. And I don't want us to slip back into behaving in a way in which we have been. You've got to sometimes go through wrong to get to the right stuff in life. You've got to be willing to travel through that which isn't working and seems out of place, or the mistakes I may have made, or the things I would have said, or the anger that came out, or my behavior, or whatever it is, to recognize that I am moving to, and grace is able to show up. Grace is not it like falls on the just and the unjust. Grace oftentimes shows up more for the prodigal because they tend to be the ones that are out of balance and need it more. It's about becoming open, if you would, to something greater. It's not about, hey, you need to do this. It is about becoming open and available. And it doesn't matter what the past has been. It doesn't matter if you have bought into fear. What matters is now, in this present moment, I'm willing to open up. Ernest Holmes, he's the founder of religious science. And he says, cease weeping about the mistakes from yesterday. Steadfastly face the great divine reality and walk in that light wherein there is no darkness. Cease weeping about the mistakes. We have all messed up. Maybe not all of you. Probably most of us, at some point in our life. We have misinterpreted a situation and began, hey, this is the truth. No, it's our truth. It is our experience. But we're reminded that grace is ever available to shift that if we begin to make ourselves available to that and let go. I messed up, or I've slipped into fear, or I've got this challenge, and it's not going to be my experience any longer. I am going to continue to move forward with a grace and a gratitude and a willingness to know that I have a choice here with my perception. I can work it up, or I can work it down. I can freak out, or I can calm it down. It comes down to that. There's this wonderful scene from a movie. There's this guy in Dumb and Dumber, and he just wanted this date with this girl Mary so badly that he was practicing in the mirror what he was going to say, and so Mary not accidentally walked in the room as he was practicing, so he turned around.
Maybe I should get going.
No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, I like you, Mary. I like you a lot. I want to ask you a question, straight out, flat out. I want you to give me the honest answer. What do you think the chances are of a guy like you and a girl like me ending up together?
Well, Lloyd, that's difficult to say. We really don't...
Hit me with it. Just give it to me straight. I came a long way just to see you, Mary. Just, least you can do is level with me. What are my chances?
Not good.
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of 1,000,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
You get to decide, you're going to work it up, you're going to work it down. What is going to be your story here? Man, you got this lever. That Spirit can move the earth, the world, the heaven and earth can move for you. Where are you going to put it? It's like, oh my, oh my. And so 1 in 1,000,000 was, hey, there's a chance. Could you imagine looking like life at that kind of possibility. Rumi said, don't be satisfied with the way the story for others has turned out. Unfold your own myth. Don't be satisfied with the way the story has turned out for others. Unfold your own myth. 1 in a million, you got a shot. That's just a little spot where you can bring in that wedge of God and move it in the direction of divine grace showing up for you in ways that you did not even know were possible. But you've got to know that this is an evolutionary time in your life, in this world, and that you can make that jump time to a way that was beyond the mathematical equations that would probably drive Archimedes crazy since he was a mathematician. But I want to share with you something from Jean Houston's book, Jump Time, Shaping Your Future in a World of Radical Change. And so she writes from this chapter we're working on today, where she says that when we yield the lever of our highest purpose, our destiny links to the unfolding of the universe. Got that? When we wield the lever of our highest purpose, our destiny links with the unfolding of the universe. That's a lot of juju, a lot of juice on your side. Our perspective shifts and the earth moves. The flat plane of our limited understanding becomes fully rounded, fleshed out in all dimensions, and our human soul gains perspective to view itself. That's the mountaintop view. In times of Renaissance, when the landscape of future history stands vast and open before us, we have the rare opportunity to put our imagination to work, reinventing ourselves and our civilization. And with the lever of entelechy, that is our dharma, our purpose, we can move the earth beyond the eclipse that has kept us too long in the dark. We can do that. We can move beyond the eclipse that has kept us in the dark, that this isn't possible, that it's 1 in a million, don't even bother. No, you realize that I get to decide my perception here, and I'm going to decide my perception is going to be the unfoldment of something greater in my life and the world that I walk because I came here to do something. And I'm going to have things happen, and I need to respond to them. I mean, imagine this is what I imagine when I'm in Montana. But when you're walking through the woods, and it's just a beautiful day. There's no fires. You can see the sky. It's blue, and there's clouds, and you can smell the pine, and you hear the birds sing, the reflection in the lake, and have some friends coming over to dinner. So going through your mind was the dinner, maybe creating this mental shopping list of what I need to pick up for that dinner. I walk over the crest of this mountain, and there's a grizzly bear out there in the distance. Now, all of a sudden, there's something in me that is natural that responds. It's the amygdala. It is the limbic system. It is that part of your brain that is just, it responds. It says, start backing out of there real quickly. And it's good that it does, because if you kept going and the bear kept lumbering into you, that would not be a good thing. It's a lot better that you are no longer in deep appreciation of the forest that you're running through real quickly, but rather you are running through it real quickly because your body has been activated. Your adrenaline is pumping and the cortisol is moving through you. There is, your heart rate is up. The blood is being pumped to your muscles. And all of a sudden, your higher reasoning is kind of gone in this moment. Your digestive system is shut down. The cells are no longer repairing themselves. That higher rationaling mind has just been unplugged, offline, and you're just not thinking about that shopping list for dinner anymore. You're just frantically trying not to be someone's dinner that particular night. And you're going, and all this has its purpose and its place. But now, imagine that in life, rather than running into a bear, you've got something that comes to mind and it triggers you like that bear. You think about a former partner, or you think about something you had done, or all of a sudden you wake up in the middle of the night and the adrenaline is pumping through you because some kind of fear and you may be drowning or what have you, and the body starts racing. The rational mind, the thinking mind has gone on vacation. It's not happening. And so what I want us to be able to do is be able to bring our awareness back into that moment where the body has kicked in, because that limbic system of ours is an overachiever. It just hits a high octane, and it doesn't care if it's wrong 99% of the time. It just doesn't want to miss that one time where it's saving your life. And so it is a very strong aspect of our being. But you watch James Bond turn it off all the time, right? There is something inside of us that is able to override that and say, you know what, I need to bring a new perspective here. You know, there is an ability to allow myself to be open and receptive to the grace of Spirit that can move in this moment. I'm going to choose sanity over hysteria, being hysterical in this moment. I'm going to recognize that, you know what, the grace of God is ever available, and I don't need to say, Spirit, what it needs to do here, but rather I am going to open up and be receptive. I'm going to go to God, not to be saved from a bear or to get this business deal or to put $1 million in the bank account, but rather I'm going to God for God. I'm going there to experience the grace, the wisdom, the love, and that higher something that knows how to translate itself into that area. And if I need to run, I'm going to run. If I need to freeze, I'm going to freeze. If I need to fight, I'm going to fight. If I need a new idea, I'm now available, because that higher aspect of my being is available for the divine download. Spirit doesn't know the particulars. It just knows how to fill that space with the divine essence, and it takes form in the world in which we live. If you needed transportation and you are our ancestors, you would have been really happy to have a donkey to get from here to there. That was high-end transportation at one time. But you know what? A donkey doesn't work very well for getting from here to very far in our life today. You know, we use automobiles. We use airplanes. China right now has come up with a one-person drone that has a 50-mile radius that can take one person like a taxi somewhere. Now, imagine getting into a drone with nobody driving it. I'd rather walk on water than try that one. But, you know, what Spirit does is it doesn't know about cars and donkeys and drones. What it knows is how to show up in the available space. And what we've got to remind ourselves is I've got to just enter into those divine qualities of Spirit. I've got to have my perspective enough that I can take the infinite lever of God and move heaven and earth to bring forth that which is necessary in my life. But I got to get my perspective out of the fear of the constraints or trying to create the mold. God, do this because I don't trust you. No. Spirit has created all things. It knows what it needs to bring forth in your life. And so what is valuable is to be able to recognize that God's love. We're told that God is love. So what would love sound like to you in this moment where you've got the challenge going on? If you were to hear the voice of love speaking to you in this moment, what does that sound like? What does that feel like? How would you be directed and guided if you were to reach out your hand and you had this overarching arc of energy delivering the grace to you, and you didn't know how you're going to make up that space, but there is a vibratory expression of the divine that is seeking to make that jump or that arc for you? It's love. What would love do here? How would love speak to you? How would grace begin to show up in your life? I don't go to Spirit and say, show up like this. I go to Spirit and allow the grace that is to show up. And so my challenge to you is to listen to that loving voice that is within you and allow that to reveal the perspective in that place where you can choose to call forth the blessings and the wisdom of the universe, of the ages, the galaxies, of that which created you into a fuller expression of who you are in this world now. God bless you as you do that. Love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Mr. Jamie Lula back to our stage.
when the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When evening shatters and the stars appear, there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that you left. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I'd go hungry, I'd go black and blue. Oh, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. I'll go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love. Storm is raging on a rolling sea, on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. Oh, I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Oh, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love. Oh, to make you feel my love. To make you feel my
All right, let's see here. This is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our offering, to share our gift, to share our love, to be able to just say thank you to that which represents Spirit in our life. God moves in and through all things, and it's expressing in our world as Seaside at this time. And as we continue to support Spirit's work, as we continue to support God in our life, what we're going to find is God continuously supporting its expression as our life. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and your soul and say yes to being that avenue through which good comes. Grace is not about getting. Grace is about pouring forth that which moves through you. And so you can't outgive God. You can't outpour God. You just got to practice being that place that lives in the sense of trust. And so with that, I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time and say thank you to this wonderful crew. And thank you to those who mail in your contributions when you cannot be here on a Sunday. It is greatly appreciated, as well as those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seasides, that regular ongoingness actually made it far more comfortable for us to make it through the summer this year. So I want to thank you, for those that participated with the auto tithe, and those of you at home. We're starting to feel more of your support and your love and gratitude. And just want to remind everybody, you can watch us live go to our website at 11 o'clock. And watch us from wherever you may be. But also, people are watching it on Facebook, and we're talking 500, 600, 700 people a Sunday are tuning in to what's going on here. So I thank you for your letters, your emails, and your support. Yes, it makes a difference. And so I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that the divine unfolds its expression right here, right now, in ever-increasing kind of ways, for the blessings and the gifts of God move through each and every one of us. And I know right now that as we continue to claim that greater good, that divine arc from the infinite, that grace downloads its expression in those ways that are relevant and real within our world. I need not tell God. I just got to remember to go to God, for God and the abundance flows. And so I stand here with a great receptivity, allowing it to flow through me, pouring out the blessings that have graced my world, knowing that that which pours forth me continues to bless that for which it pours. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you for life itself, not to anyone or anything. I just live in that state of awareness of how blessed my world is, and that I'm at a choice in this moment as to its continual flow. And so I let it go with love and heart, and so it is. Amen. And together, let's say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are your guys from Seaside. Great going there. And so as I stand before this bounty, this overflowing expression of love, I know right now that each of the givers are truly blessed and rich and live with a greater sense of peace and security, knowing that the true source is infinite and that they are that wellspring, that tap, that avenue, that conduit through which that inexhaustible just pours forth into expression, enriching the individual givers. And I know right now that this gift that has been given to Seaside, it is received in love, it is handled in good stewardship, and it is put forth back into action, bringing great good to all that comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment to realize the true source of all things is inexhaustible, and is that which sources our lives as we open to that good. So it is. Amen. All right. This is Josh Franklin. He is one of your board members here. I think your assignment was 25 pounds of coleslaw today, right? Got it. Oh, man. There is a lot of food. So, hey, thank you for that support, Josh, and your board of trustees. Big shout out to them for all that they have done putting this together, as well as the men's group who's doing some barbecuing that is there. So that's waiting for us. You guys are singing as soon as we are done eating out there. We are very excited. Jamie, thank you for coming down. I know you got a concert at 5 o'clock in LA, so bless you for gigging with us. Remember your guitar. And Rebecca, thank you for coming home. Even if it took a police escort, we are grateful you are here. And Reverend, how do you like that, Reverend Robin Holt, on our way to Australia in December. We got to get you to say a few words, maybe in December. Could you and Rick do a little something up here? Show us what you two are taking to that continent way out there. The first center of, my goodness, in Australia. I like that. Anyway, give her some love. Giving us sound day is Ed. Giving us the visual is Marv. Big shout out to our video crew under the direction of the Crawfords. It is exciting what is going on, and the team that comes here. I want you to know everyone who's part of this team is volunteering, and those that are behind the camera are interns at the colleges that are coming out working with the Crawfords. And so I know the Crawfords are putting on how to video and do this class in the fall. And speaking of classes, we've got classes. If this is the week, sign up. Tuesday night, I'm doing the foundation class. And if you're not in foundation class, you may want to do the CPR. We're having some professionals in here showing us how to be ready in case that procedure is necessary. Let's see, next Sunday, the kids are coming to Callie's and my place, I understand. Also, our Divine Connection group is organizing and meeting and planning next Sunday, so you may want to talk to Carrie Lake about that. But you guys are coming to my house? Do you know where I live?
Yeah, right up there, I think.
You're right. So, you know where it is. You were there last year. Oh, yeah? Good. Instructions are important. So, anybody want to share anything? Yeah, come on up.
We made water bottles, and when we fill them up, there's going to be like crystals.
Wow. Way to go, Mackenzie. Kind of like motto in that whole water and crystallizing and love and drinking, all that good stuff. Yeah.
I'm handsome.
You are handsome. Now, if that's on your water bottle, man, you are taking in that which you are. Confirming. Anybody else want to share? You guys are great. You coming to the party in a little bit? The concert, the food, that's good. What you got?
I want to be the best boy in the world.
You are the best already, right now. Woo! Oh, you can be the best too. I tell Trevor every night when he goes to sleep, you are the best. So everybody can be the best. That best doesn't mean you're better. It just means you're the best. So, okay, anybody else? Going. Okay, hey, anything else I should be saying, remembering, probably, what's that? Oh, yes, thank you. Hey, let's say this together. This blessing for our kids. We see you, we love you, and we support you in your magnificence. Let's say it again. We see you, we love you, and we support you in your magnificence. Okay, I want to pray. Before I pray, I just want to say there's a memorial service next week. Former board president a long time ago, but many of you still remember Ron Thread, as I shared last month. He made his transition. And longtime friends he grew up with, Dr. Michael Beckwith and Deborah Johnson, are doing his service. So, wonderful friend of Seaside in our early days, Ron Thread. If you're interested in that memorial service, it's up there for sure. But with that said, I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand. And as we feel this upliftment of this life force, as we begin to resonate with that divine vibration in a greater kind of way. As I make myself available and open for that grace and the peace and the love, and realize that I could see peace here instead of the confusion by changing my perspective to a higher place. To see as Spirit sees, to feel as the divine sees, I begin to move in that divine vibration of wholeness and well-being and love and caring. That affluent flow just fills my field of awareness with infinite possibilities in which I can activate that evolutionary lever that can take me to that which is waiting. I'm able to make that quantum leap, that jump time, if you would, to that place that is God prepared. And so I go there in consciousness, and I see and I feel with the divine revelation that moves in this moment, and know that that wisdom that guides the universe is the same intelligence that is moving through our personal lives in this very moment. And so as I continue to go to Spirit for Spirit, and just begin to be available to the grace without needing to direct, I find that that divine unfoldment of Spirit directs me. All of a sudden, I know what is the next step I am to take. All of a sudden, I know where I need to put that God lever to move, because I am standing on solid ground. I'm standing in a place that is the truth of who I am, which is the infinite taking form in this moment. And with it comes all that is necessary to support this walk in life. The abundant flow is the natural expression of living in this world when one is connected with God. The body is the temple of God, and it knows how to heal itself. And the vocation, the career begins to be the self-expression, the dharma, the passion for which I have entered this world to do. And all that is necessary to make that happen is what is flowing in this moment in the ways that enrich my life, so I can be a blessing to this world, because I have come here to give and to share and to pour forth. I have not come to take and to hoard and just simply give a little out, but I have come to be a divine emanator of the Spirit in all ways, and that includes the material world in which I live and I walk and I share with an ease and a grace and a sense of feeling right. I give up those fears and those thoughts of my past mistakes, or the constricted thinking, or the fear that if I give, I don't have. I begin to open up and recognize that I have come for a time such as this to be an avenue and a conduit of the divine made manifest through my actions and my creativity, and I am a blessing to many places. And so I'm grateful to be used by Spirit in this moment. And as I make myself ever more available, the Spirit continues to move through the body, purging out anything unlike itself. The richness and the fullness continues to multiply as it moves through me. My joy begins to magnify, and my mind begins to be a clearer place, and the past mistakes and the challenges dissolve into the nothingness from which they came, because grace transcends cause and effect. For cause and effect means there are consequences to all actions, and grace means in that moment of atonement, in that moment of taking responsibility, in that moment of amends, in that moment in which I ask for a forgiveness, karma is burned. It is gone. Consequences is dissolved, and I become that place in which the radiant emanation of Spirit brings a blessing to all. And so this is the kind of blessing that moves with the consciousness of our prayer chest. Every prayer that's been brought forward to Seaside this week is prayed on daily by our practitioners, and is blessed, enhanced, transformed, and brought into right action. And for our beloved Solange, who went through surgery on Friday, that she is coming through with an ease and a grace, and the body knows how to support a comfortable, swift healing, so it can be ready to express itself in the fullness of that which is the temple of God. So grateful to know that love continues to emanate at the heart of this community, that love is what is spoken and is heard, there is caring, there's compassion here, and that every member of this community is blessed by that divine vibration. That kind of resonance goes out into our personal lives, making a difference, uplifting, and allowing us to be that gift for which we have come. And I say thank you. Not thank you to anyone or anything outside. I just live with that state of grace and gratitude and appreciation for the good of life. That is, that the words we have spoken, that they are the truth, that are manifesting, that they cannot return void, but they must manifest and unfold for which they have been sent. And so I let go to this deep knowingness, this unshakable conviction to a law that manifests the good in our world, because we have chosen to go to God for good, for God, for grace, for God itself. And with that, God itself manifests in all those ways that are relevant. I planted that seed, I let it go, I allow it to flourish, and I let go to a deep knowing that all is well, because it is. And so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was a hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, we've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. Come on, Seaside. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Said only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, sing it from your heart.
I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only.
Oh, all right, come on. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah.
Hey, our affirmation is, with Spirit, I move all. With Spirit, I move all that is in my way. I got that right, finally. Okay, hey, let's say that together. With Spirit, I move all that is in my way. Touch your heart and say that again. With Spirit, I move all that is within my way. One more time, like you mean it. With Spirit, I move all that is in my way. And our song of grace. Then food.
That's right.
I'm living in love, I'm living in peace, I'm living my life for what I believe, through joys and through fears. In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Stay after for some food and some more music. Thank you, Seaside.